18 Alpita, 19 Joseph Hatch ac 20 Coding Twos a rheolwr, the coach Craig Knight. Swyddogion y game, the officials for this evening's game, Dyfanwr referee Pierre Galusti from France, Dyfanwr Cynrychiol, the assistant referees Valentin Ebrard from France and Hristo Hadzicki from Bulgaria, a Brigyn Swyddog, the fourth official Radoslav Ginzenov. Diolch yn fawr.
Noswaith dda, good evening from me, Meilir Emrys, and welcome to Sgorio's English language coverage of Cymru against Scotland in this UEFA European Under-17 Championship qualifier from Rodney Parade. Having successfully negotiated the initial qualifying round in Croatia last October, Craig Knight's young Welsh side are now just 3 games away from potentially reaching this summer's finals in Hungary. Games against Iceland and Montenegro will follow on Saturday and next Tuesday respectively, but Cymru's first opponents are from closer to home as Brian McLaughlin's Scotland team arrive in Newport tonight full of confidence, fresh from a 7-0 drubbing of Switzerland in a friendly last month. While the Scots are looking to qualify for the European Under-17 finals for the 2nd year in succession, Cymru's Under-17s have never previously made it to the promised land of the tournament proper. But with a talented squad and home field advantage for the elite qualifying round, maybe, just maybe, this will be a year. And with that, we'll pause for the national anthems.
A newch chi aros ar eich trad ar gyfer Anthem Cymru. Please remain standing for the national anthem of Cymru.
And had that sung with great passion by the young Cymru team.
We hope that you will enjoy the game and that the teams produce a memorable performance played in accordance with the spirit of respect and fair play.
And this is how Cymru line up tonight. Swansea's Kit Markerson starts between the posts. His father Martin won a single cap for the senior Welsh side back in 2004 and is now the England men's goalkeeping coach. The Cardiff City trio of Louis Giles, Dylan Lawler and Troy Perrett are included. Captain Charles Crew, now of Leeds United, was also with Cardiff until last summer, whilst much talked about striker Gabriele Bianchieri has also recently left the capital city club. He's now with Manchester United. And as you can see, Craig Knight's side line up in a 4-3-3 formation tonight, just like they did in the last game of the initial qualifying round against Albania last October. Scotland, meanwhile, are without Aston Villa's Rory Wilson, who scored 4 goals in their initial qualifying group. And with Jacob McIntyre only making the bench, the initial scoring threat will probably come from Dundee United's Rory McLeod. Scotland also starting, it would seem, with a 4-3-3 lineup. So both teams matching each other, in formation at least. Scotland, needless to say, in their usual dark blue. They're about to kick off, attacking from left to right in this first half, as we look at it. Just waiting for tonight's referee, Monsieur Pierre Jaloust of France, to blow his whistle. He's 33 years old, a regular face now in Ligue 1 this season. He was active over the weekend when he sent off Montpellier's Jordan Ferry. The first game in this group was held in Cardiff earlier this afternoon. A goalless draw between Montenegro and Iceland at the Cardiff International Sports Campus. So there's a real opportunity here after that result for one of these teams to take the initiative in this group with a win tonight. And it's Wales who are coming forward early on. Attack from distance from Iwan Morgan of Swansea City. Warming the hands of Callum McKenna early on. He was on target. Plenty of zip on it as well, but straight at the goalie. Here's Thomas of Manchester City, took the throw. Early touch for Kit Margerton. Cymru looking to play the ball out from the back. Iwan Morgan again. Louis Giles with the throw. Back to Daniel Cox of Derby County. Pitcher Rodney Parade looking good, despite the fact that it's also used for rugby, of course. And it has been raining all afternoon in Newport. Charles Crew. Once again, Cymru happy to go backwards from the throw-in. Moving the ball backwards initially to try and move forward. Ball chipped forward over the top. And Wales have gone ahead. Iwan Morgan of Swansea City with a finish. He'd already had a shot on target in the very first minute. And the Scotland defence were caught cold. The ball over the top. Found Iwan Morgan with no one around him. And he made absolutely no mistake from around 18 yards. The perfect start for the hosts. A chipped ball forward by Dylan Lawler. Iwan Morgan brought it down and smashed it home on the half volley. And he is delighted. It would seem Scotland were expecting an offside flag that never came. Immediately, the Scots look to push back forward. This is Josh Deed. Rodney McLeod let the ball go. But he let it go straight to Dylan Cox. Josh Andrews under some pressure. Slightly dangerous ball because of that he found Dylan Lawler. Ball played out wide. Patient play by the home side. Not the best ball chipped forward this time by Daniel Cox. Scotland now also trying to play the ball out from the back. They'll know, despite that early goal, there's a long, long way to go here. But they're not going to have much success with that kind of pass. Leighton Grant, the culprit. Long ball forward again, finding Iwan Morgan. The foul by Gabriele Biancheri. That was Iwan Morgan's very first goal for the Cymru under-17 side. He's been playing mostly for Swansea's under-18 side this season, but also has scored for the under-21s against Burnley earlier in the season. So he clearly knows where the back of the net is. Josh Deed with a throw. Into the path, Daniel Cummings. A low cross by him. And they've let it run. A low shot. Bailey Rice, the captain. And Kit Margetson had to get down to his right to make that save. First corner of the match for the visitors. Ball headed back across. And it just arrived a bit too quickly for Bobby McClukey. There's more than half a chance there. It was Dylan Smith who headed it back. McClukey might have been a bit preoccupied with the defender coming towards him. Long kick down the ground. Crew touched the ball out to Rhys Thomas. Perrett trying to find Biancheri, his former teammate at Cardiff City. Half a chance now for Scotland to break, but it comes to nothing. Charles Crew cleaning up the danger. Again, the ball forward down the channel. Finds Iwan Morgan. Louis Giles with a cross. Not the best. Wales stolen the ball back. Daniel Cox in the ball across to Dylan Lawler. No real pressure on him. Chips the ball out to Louis Giles this time. Callum McKenna of Queen's Park, preferred to Rory Mahadi of Leeds United, between the posts for Scotland tonight. And that wasn't the best clearance by McKenna. A chance for Wales here. And Gabriele Biancheri has made it 2. What a start for Cymru. 8 minutes gone. Cymru 2, Scotland 0. And it's Gabriele Biancheri. He's been so much talked about during the past few weeks. Highly rated, a great young talent. And the first chance that he's had tonight, he made the most of it. It was a terrible clearance by the goalkeeper. Biancheri took a couple of touches and chipped the ball past Callum McKenna. The Cymru number 10, the calmest man in Rodney Parade. And the young Welsh side could not have dreamt of a better start than this. Well, there may well be a long way to go. But if it's not a mountain yet, Scotland have got certainly a hill to climb. 2 down within the first 10 minutes. Cymru look to come forward again. Lovely touch by Josh Andrews. Cymru full of confidence. And after that goalless draw between Iceland and Montenegro earlier this afternoon, it's taken Cymru merely 10 minutes to take this group by the scruff of the neck. Here's Thomas again. Maybe Giles stepping inside his man. Try to free Iwan Morgan. Touch was too heavy this time. Scotland were actually quite free scoring in the first qualifying round back in October. I'll pause for a moment because Wales coming forward again, and Biancheri's shot parried this time by McKenna. Iwan Morgan bringing the ball down, this time on his chest. And Biancheri with a shot on the target. Scotland are struggling. As I said, they were quite free scoring in the initial qualifying round. Back in October, they played their initial group out in Malta, finished second behind the Czech Republic. Having beaten the host 6-0, they then beat Northern Ireland 3-0 in their second game. 2 top scorers in that group, though, are absent tonight. Rory Wilson not even in the squad. Well, Jacob McIntyre is only on the bench. The way things are going, we might see him sooner rather than later, especially now with one of the Scotland players down in the centre circle. There's Iwan Morgan, who committed the foul on Lennon Miller. Bailey Rice with a free kick. Charles Crew finds Iwan Morgan. Morgan thought he might have won a corner, but not the case. Either way, Iwan Morgan has been very active in this first quarter of an hour. The rain starts to fall again in Newport. It's actually pouring down, as you can see there, in front of the floodlights. Both teams trying to play possession football. That might become difficult if the rain continues to fall and conditions become a bit more difficult. Lawler. Cymru giving the ball away. Josh Deed. Ball smashed forward to no man's land. Ball out for a goal kick. Cymru persisting with playing the short ball out to the back. Put themselves into trouble on that occasion. Frame plays the ball forward. McLukey, good tackle on him by his Thomas. Thomas charging forward, and then a rather aimless pass. Shame. After his initial good work. Claude with a long ball across field, lovely ball, finding his man. Cross blocked, half an appeal for a hand. Pretty clear that it wasn't. I think there was an offside anyway. Indeed there was. Quarter an hour gone in the rain in Newport. A fantastic start for Wales. Cymru 2 up within the first 10 minutes. Just joined us. He was Iwan Morgan and then Gabriele Biancheri, who scored the Cymru goals. It's absolutely pouring down now. It's Margetson under a bit of pressure, but he did well. On Louis Giles. Giles goes more direct this time. Iwan Morgan after it, battling with Dylan Smith. And the Swansea man was pulling the Scotland man's shirt there. Leighton Grant gets the ball back. Considers his option, goes short. Again receives the ball back from Lennon Miller. Long ball forward now. Bailey Rice got his foot in. Sure that Scotland kept possession for the moment. They'll have a free kick now as well. Here's Bailey Rice, Scottish captain. Had the early shot, of course, which was well parried by Kit Margetson. Lovely ball by the Scottish captain. Here's Thomas blocking the cross. It's a lovely long ball there by Bailey Rice. Decent touch as well by Bobby McLukey. Second corner of the night for Scotland. Headed out. Josh Deed will have a chance to launch the ball back into the penalty area, but he lost his footing and lost possession. But it will be a Scotland throw. Rodney McLeod after this. Keeps the ball in play. There's Louis Giles who's shadowing him. And happy to concede another corner. Without really threatening. Scotland are the best of the last 5 minutes or so. Have another opportunity to put the Cymru goal under pressure from this corner. Monsieur Jaloust wants a word before the corner can be taken. Bailey Rice swings the corner in. Then head it out. Rice will get to it first. Josh Deed. Michael Frame plays the ball on. Shouts for a handball. The ball bounced awkwardly for Leighton Grant. Referee not interested. Ball played into George Morgan's path. Thought about crossing it. Decided to keep possession. Cymru forced backwards. Again, Cymru very busy without the ball. Winning back possession. And winning a throw. Daniel Cox in the centre circle. Again, trying the long ball over the defence. Ball bouncing on and out harmlessly for a goal kick on this occasion. Scotland now persisting. We're trying to play the ball out from the back. It's a brave thing to do when you're 2-0 down. And they've given possession away once again. Josh Andrews fell just outside the area. And it's going to be a free kick for Wales in a pretty dangerous position. Sure, Louis Giles will fancy his chances from this position. Scored a dramatic equaliser with a free kick against Sweden in the initial qualification group back in October. Secured a vital draw for Wales with a goal at the last kick of the game in the 9th minute of injury time. He's in discussions with Josh Andrews about taking this one. He's actually walking away now once I've said that. Rather, it's Josh Andrews has walked away. So we win Morgan and Louis Giles around this one. Will it be Swansea City or Cardiff City to take the kick? It is Louis Giles, and he beat the wall, but couldn't get the ball to dip. See Ewan Morgan giving Louis Giles a quick nod just before the kick was taken. We're into the second quarter at Rodney Parade. Cymru 2 to the better. And after that dramatic start, those first 8.5 minutes, been quite quiet since then, in all honesty. Did have that shower of rain poured down for a few minutes here. Neither team have really got going again since then. Ball back to Callum McKenna, who takes a touch. Put himself under a bit of pressure. Shove in the back Right, here's Thomas. Charles Crew throwing the ball away. He'll claim that he was trying to throw it back to the Scottish captain to take the kick. Lennon Miller spreading the ball out to Josh Steed. Charles Crew with a well-timed tackle. Kenner has ventured outside his penalty box, for the moment at least. Touch by Bobby McClukey, just a bit too heavy. Good idea, trying to up the pace, but it has resulted in a Cymru throw-in. Cymru will get another one on the far side. No, they won't. Troy Perret was about to pick up the ball for Monsieur Jaloust, pointed the other way. Referee deciding there was a foul once again. Quick word with Hughes Thomas as well. And he's now called the Manchester City player over. Explaining to him exactly why the free kick was given. Well, actually, there's Charles Crew who committed the foul. But it was Hughes Thomas who did the subsequent yapping. Ball forward. Chance now for Scotland. McClukey with a cross. Come to McLeod. And a fine save by Kit Margetson. First thing the Cymru goalkeeper has had to do in a while. Not sure if that's what Lennon Miller was intending. But the ball slid perfectly into the path of Rodney McLeod. And the ball was headed for the top corner, I think. Kit Magnuson did well. Another corner for Scotland, a deep one this time. Again, Cymru get the ball clear. Everyone back for Wales, which allowed Callan McKenna to venture all the way up to the halfway line. Crossfield ball just skipping on the wet surface, out for the goal kick. As I mentioned at the top of the show, it's the first of 3 games, vital group games for Cymru under 17 during the next week. All 3 games will be live on Sgorio with English language commentary. Once tonight's out of the way, Wales will then focus on Saturday when they face Iceland. And then next Tuesday, the final game against Montenegro. And if all goes well for the hosts, that would see them qualify for the finals of the European Under-17 Championships for the first time ever. But there's a long way to go until then. But Cymru have started well, no doubt about that. Iwan Morgan turning, but running into traffic. Cymru quickly win the ball back though. Nice little touch. Then it was Louis Giles. He's been pretty prominent during this first half an hour or so. Here he is again. Touched the ball forward. It's Josh Andrews this time. And here's another player who's been prominent during this first period. Iwan Morgan, slowing things down. Plays the ball back to Louis Giles. Patient play once again by Cymru. Lawler. Lovely ball by him. And there's a chance for Cymru here. There was for a moment. Here's Thomas's touch was just a bit too heavy. Fine through ball though by Dylan Lawler. Setting the number 2 on his way. And Cymru will have their first corner of the evening. Feel even at this relatively early juncture that the next goal in this game could be absolutely vital. If Cymru could get a third now, even with an hour of the game to go, it's going to be very, very tough for Scotland to get back into it. Cymru's first corner of the evening, headed out by Dylan Smith. Here's Thomas, knocks the ball back in. Iwan Morgan now. Little touch to Troy Perrett. Charles Crew. Lawler with a chip forward. George Morgan couldn't control it. Bailey Rice. Not the best ball forward by him. Josh Andrews. It's quite clearly fouled there by Josh Steed. The referee wants a word with the Scottish number 20. Are we going to see the first card of the evening? No, just a quick word. Monsieur Jaloust just telling Josh Steed that he saw exactly what happened and that he'll be keeping an eye on him for the rest of the evening. Daniel Cox chips the ball forward towards George Morgan. The rain started again. It's pouring down. With half an hour, a little more gone. Pitch holding it well at the moment. There are always doubts about the pitch at Rodney Parade, primarily because there's a shared facility between Newport County and the Newport rugby team. There have been problems with the pitch in the past. In all fairness to the groundsman, it's looking very nice tonight, even in the pouring rain. Iwan Morgan after this one. Dylan Smith was there first. George Morgan got a touch on it. There's no one in a Welsh shirt in front of him. Leighton Grant carrying the ball out of his penalty area. Josh Steed. Big hoof forward by Lennon Miller. Ball bouncing straight into Kit Markerson's hands, and as that happens, the Cymru goalie signalled to the referee that he was in some distress. He's gone down for the moment. Long ball forward. Just as he landed, Straight away, Kit Margetson knew something was wrong. Receiving some treatment now. Cymru have got Luke Armstrong of Cardiff on the bench, while Kit Margetson is having some treatment. We look again at the two Cymru goals. It was Iwan Morgan who scored the first after only a couple of minutes. And then a bit of a howler by Callan McKenna in the Scotland goal gave Cymru the opportunity to add a second. And it was Gabriele Biancheri who made the most of that chance. Good to see Kit Margetson back on his feet, signalling it would seem that he's fine to carry on. There's a quick thumbs up there. Monsieur Jaloust presenting possession back to the Cymru goalie. As he kicks that ball long, Margetson seemingly proving that he's fine. No issues from that little niggly-ad. Louis Giles who hit that forward. Iwan Morgan after it again, and that was well defended by Dylan Smith. Heading the ball back to Callan McKenna in the Scottish goal. Dylan Smith, one of a number of the Scotland squad who have first team experience with their clubs this season and at the highest level in Scotland as well. Smith's played 3 Scottish Premiership games for Ross County this season. You'll see how that experience will tell as the game goes on. Cymru have Freddie Zaka, the striker, on the bench. He's the only one really in the Cymru squad who's playing for his club's first team. He's made 1 appearance for Plymouth Argyle in League One this season. Plymouth Argyle's youngest ever player. He's only 15. Freddie Zaka, when he made his debut in the EFL Trophy at the beginning of last season. A few players in the Scotland team as well, who are the club's youngest ever players. Lennon Miller is one of them, Motherwell's youngest ever player, and number 10, Rory McLeod, is the youngest ever player to have played for Dundee United, his first team as well. So it seems Scotland have the advantage in terms of experience, but that's done them no good so far. 2-0 down as we approach half-time. And again, Scotland give the ball away. Dylan Smith did well to atone for his error. And it is good to see both teams, even in relatively difficult conditions, trying to play patient possession football. Of course, as I say that, a long ball skips out for a throw-in. So you have to be brave to play possession football. And unless you're particularly good at it, it can go wrong. And we've seen that a few times already this evening, from Scotland's point of view at least. Now then, there's a chance here for Cymru to break. Charles Crew. Here's Thomas. Couldn't quite keep the ball alive. Dylan Smith again. Seems to be at the core of every Scotland move, at the beginning of it, at least. It's the Cymru number 4, Daniel Cox, who slid in there. Slid in hard, there wasn't a foul. Good pace shown there, and the low cross cleared out. Only as far as Bailey Rice. Kailua gives the ball away. Now then, real chance for Cymru to get forward now. Charles Crew finds Iwan Morgan. Morgan with his head up, trying to see who was in the middle. Decided to go on himself, and he's won a corner. Lovely little touch in midfield. I think it was Josh Andrews. Gave the ball back to Charles Crew. We'll see it now. Indeed it was. Lovely little flick by the Southampton player. So, 5 minutes to go before the break. Another chance for Cymru. Short corner this time. Good idea, didn't quite work out. Now then, Scotland looking to break. Troy Perrett made absolutely sure that the break wasn't going to materialise. Iwan Morgan back in his own half, battling with Lennon Miller. Lennon Miller's pass nearly found Daniel Cummings. Josh Andrews on to Biancheri, the scorer of Cymru's second goal. Cymru number 10 running into a bit of traffic there. They're holding on to possession. Charles Crew. It'll be a Cymru throw. Louis Giles finds Dylan Lawler in the centre circle. Richie Thomas won the ball back, but there had been a foul. Well, after that dramatic start, we've only seen flashes from both teams in the last half an hour or so. Kit Margetson has had to make a couple of saves. And in all honesty, except for picking the ball out of his goal on 2 occasions, Callum McKenna hasn't had to do much in terms of saves. With a 2-goal advantage, Cymru won't mind. Be interesting to see if there will be any changes at the break, especially for the visitors. They say they do have Jacob McIntyre on the bench. He's got 3 goals in 2 games in the initial qualifying group. We also have Ryan Oney, who's a striker. Ryan Oney, actually dual qualified. He could also play for France. His father, Armand, spent most of his career playing in Scotland, but also had a season in Wales with Wrexham about 20 years ago now. So Scotland do have options on the bench. We'll see if those options are considered at the break. There's half a chance there for Iwan Morgan. There's Gabriele Biancheri with the ball forward. Now then. Well, I thought there might have been a chance for Scotland. Daniel Cummings was offside. Kit Margetson slipped as he kicked it. Got away with it. Charles Crew with a miss kick this time. Here's Thomas. I'll say that he was the calmest man in the house when he touched that one back. Tell you what, Kit Margetson has gone down again. With only a minute or so to go until the half. He'll want to carry on, but he's clearly in some discomfort once again. He'd looked fine after having treatment earlier on. You may well not see him come out for the second half. And he's let that ball run. Out for a goal kick. We'll see if he'll try and hit this one long. He actually slipped, of course, when he tried to kick the last one down the ground. But he seems like he's signalled for all his players to take a hike. Long kick, headed on by Morgan, and again by Biancheri. We're in to the one additional minute that'll be played at the end of this first half. And Cymru will really want to get to half-time now with his 2-goal advantage. They've given the ball away there. Is the time for one last chance for Scotland at the end of this half. Deed plays the ball across. Luke Grant back to Deed. Oh well, that was a waste. Kit Margetson and the rest of the Cymru side will be more than happy to see that ball sail out for a goal kick. Surely, once the goalkeeper puts the ball back in play, Monsieur Jaloust will bring proceedings to an end. And indeed he will. At the end of a mostly quiet first half, after the first 10 minutes anyway, Cymru will be very, very happy with how things are going. 2 goals in the first 8.5 minutes. I put them well and truly in control here. Iwan Morgan and Gabriel Biancheri, the scorers. And as you see on the screen there, the score at the half. In the rain at Rodney Parade, Cymru under-17 2, Scotland under-17 0. We'll be back with the second half in about a quarter of an hour.
Ymlaen, chwilio,
Eilir Albania substitution for Scotland, replacing number 9 Daniel Cummings is number 14 Jacob McIntyre.
Welcome back to Newport. The second half of Cymru under 17 against Scotland. Under 17 has just started, and immediately Cymru come forward. 31 Morgan was offside. Scotland have made one change at the break. Daniel Cummings has departed, and they've brought on Jacob McIntyre for him. I mentioned Jacob McIntyre during that first half. Scored 3 goals in 2 games for Scotland in the initial qualifying round back in October. And the Scots could do with his goal in the second half. Leighton Grant. Rather aimless ball down the pitch. Now then, was Iwan Morgan offside? It was very, very tight. He might have been just offside. Interesting to see what VAR would have done of that one. But in the absence of a video official, the decision went Scotland's way. Deed. Celtic man charging forward down the right wing. Louis Giles got in his way in the end. So throw in for Scotland. The visitors will want a quick start at the beginning of the second 45. Such a strange scoreline, 2-0. You know that the next goal is going to be absolutely vital. The ball across! And cleared off the line by Rhys Thomas. Rory McLeod was waiting there to tap it in. And the low cross created all kinds of problems. It was actually Bobby McLukey who was there. Just a corner in the end for Scotland. First corner of the second half. And the header harmlessly past the post. But an early warning for Cymru within the first 3 minutes of the second period. Just a reminder that this game is not won yet. As I suggested, a Scotland goal now would change the whole complexion of the game and bring the visitors right back into it. But it's Cymru going forward now. Here's Thomas trying to find Iwan Morgan. Here's Thomas again. Perret with a little touch. Manages to retain possession and win a throw-in. As I mentioned at the start of the game, Cymru under 17 have never qualified for the finals of the European Championship in their age group. It's a real opportunity for them to do it this year, especially with home advantage for these 3 elite group qualifying games. Cymru have won a corner now. Scotland, on the other hand, have qualified for the finals on 6 occasions. Only got past the group stage in the finals on 1 occasion. They got to the semi-finals back in 2014, having beaten Germany in the group stage of the finals. Lost to the Netherlands in the semi. The Scots are under pressure here. First corner of the second half for Cymru. And for a moment, it looked like there was going to be a free header for Dylan Lawler. Cymru number 5 charged forward, but the ball was just beyond him. Cymru stolen the ball back. Again, home side happy to go back, to move forward. Here's Thomas's ball, finding George Morgan of Everton. Morgan's cross has been dropped! And it's 3-0 for Cymru. Iwan Morgan in the right place at the right time. And that could be a huge goal. Because Scotland have a mountain to climb now. Another goalkeeping disaster for Callum McKenna. Here's Thomas' ball forward. Freed George Morgan. Battled and managed to get his cross in. McKenna flapped at it. And the ball fell perfectly for Iwan Morgan of Swansea City. And he couldn't have missed from there if he tried. Well, just after Scotland had threatened at one end, that really is a huge goal. Might just break Scottish hearts. Here's Thomas going the way of the pass. Frame plays the ball back to Leighton Grant. There'll have to be a bit more urgency about the Scottish play now. Bailey Rice hits the ball out to Josh Deed, who's in some space. Deed's cross, though, straight into the hands of Kit Margetson. Seems to be moving freely at the beginning of the second half. Seems to be in some discomfort at the end of the first period. Ball chipped forward by Biancheri into the path of George Morgan again. Morgan with a cross! Oh, what a save! A brilliant save by Callum McKenna. He's not had the best night, but he got down quickly there to deny Iwan Morgan his hat-trick. And having made a couple of costly errors, fair play to the young keeper. Reacted really well. Got a strong hand on it to parry Iwan Morgan's shot, and it remains 3-0. Biancheri steals the ball. Try to free Iwan Morgan. Again, Scotland give the ball away. Here's Morgan, charging forward, finding Iwan Morgan, who's out wide on this occasion. And it's the Welsh captain who's down, Charles Crew. From Leeds United. The referee has signalled for the trainer to come on. See just what happened now. And he just seemed to pull up. Might well be his groin. Physio on the walkie-talkie. Charles Crew is going to leave for now. There's a thumbs up from the physio for the Cymru number 6. Didn't look too confident about coming back. So Cymru down to 10 men for now, with the ball deep in Scottish territory. Leighton Grant. Short ball back to the goalkeeper. McKenna found Josh Deed. He was under some pressure. And again, Wales nearly stealing the ball. Foul there. Josh Deed, though. Deed quickly up to his feet. Wanting to tell Josh Andrews exactly what he thought of that little incident. Well, Josh Andrews of Southampton just charged into Deed. Referee has a quick word and play on. Long ball forward on the angle. Charles Crew back on the pitch. Moving a bit more freely now. Loose ball again out of the Scottish defence. Iwan Morgan. Brought down. And Josh Steed, having just been fouled in that exact position. He was a culprit this time. And he's the first player to see a yellow card tonight. Monsieur Jalust had just had a word with him, in fairness, because of the way he'd reacted to being fouled. Maybe some frustration part of that foul as well.
10, Rodney Parade.
Rodney McLeod leaving for Scotland.
And in his place is number 14, Jacob McIntyre, also leaving the field for Scotland.
Or rather, it's Kailua who's left, the Celtic player, to be replaced by Rudy Allen Molotnikov. It's a double substitution, in fact. Ryan Oney is on as well. Another striker.
18, Kailua.
So Scotland adding in the changes. They have to do something. Throw in for Cymru. Deed tries to get the ball forward, but Cymru have stolen it again. It's a recurring theme in the second half. Biancheri battling with Lennon Miller by the far corner flag. And the Cymru, number 10, conceding a throw in the end. Now then, can Scotland break? McLukey finds Frame with a cross! Right down the corridor of uncertainty. Jacob McIntyre did well to keep the ball in play at the far side, but Scotland could have done with having him in the middle at the end of that cross. The second time in this first half. Scotland threatening, but without having any kind of end product. They'll have another chance now, because George Morgan just committed a foul. And he's the first Cymru player to be booked tonight. Having kept his cards in his pocket for the first 55 minutes, Monsieur Jalust has obviously lost his patience. Now then, chance here for Scotland to try and get some kind of foothold in this game. It's 4 men in the Cymru wall. It's Lennon Miller and Bailey Rice around the ball, and it was Bailey Rice who went direct for the goal in the end. The free kick a bit too high, never troubling Kit Margetson. In fairness to Scotland, they obviously haven't given up. They realise there's still half an hour to go. And as I say that, it's Cymru who are on the attack just for a moment. George Morgan couldn't quite get his feet where he wanted them to be quickly enough. And he's after this one again. Ball runs out for a goal kick. And now Leighton Grant has gone down. Scotland number 15 thought about getting up, then decided that he does actually need some treatment. A bit of a pause after an hour here at Rodney Parade. It's been a very successful hour for the home side. 3 to the better. 2 goals early in the first half and 1 early in the second. Iwan Morgan scored the first and the third. Gabriel Biancheri's strike sandwiched in between both of them. Have a look at those goals now. Iwan Morgan's first. And then 2 goalkeeping howlers really leading to the second and third goals. Biancheri still had a lot to do to convert that chance. And this one was a bit more simple. Iwan Morgan reacting quickly and tapping in for the second goal of the evening. So there'll be 16 teams in the finals in Hungary this summer. And the way qualification works, there are 8 groups in this second or elite qualifying stage. 8 groups of 4. Group winners will qualify automatically. And then the 7 best runners-up will also join them in the finals, along with the host Hungary. So there'll be 1 unlucky team who finishes second in their group and won't get a trip to Hungary this summer. Slight misunderstanding between Daniel Cox and Kit Margetson, but they got away with it. Josh Deed. Got his foot in. He could only concede a throw. Mentioned in the first half that Scotland finished second in their initial qualification group in Malta. Cymru actually topped their group, which was held in Croatia. 1 win and 2 draws, enough for Cymru. They won their first game 2-0 against Croatia. Oh, for a similar result for the senior side this Saturday night. Another game you can watch live on Sgorio. After that first win, draws against Sweden and Albania were enough. And it looks like it's going to be a similarly good start to the second stage of the qualification procedure as well. Perret getting his foot in, stealing the ball. Louis Giles on the charge. Josh Deed back to dispossess him. Iwan Morgan, little touch. Biancheri with a lovely touch. Perret could only find the side netting. Leighton Grant was complaining, asking for the offside that never came. Maybe Troy Parade should have done better. Lovely little touch by Biancheri. Parade was clearly onside. Seems that cramp hit him at the worst possible moment. Not that there ever is a good time for cramp, of course. He fell to the ground just as his shot tickled the side netting. So Cymru's remaining 2 games in this group against Iceland on Saturday, Montenegro next Tuesday lunchtime. They'll both be played at Dragon Park here in Newport, the National Football Development Centre. There's all kinds of football on during this international break. Call an international break. There's still domestic football going on in Wales. It's Connah's Quay against Newtown. It's a live game for Sgorio online this Friday night. And as I mentioned a few minutes ago, it's the big one then on Saturday night, as Cymru start their Euro 2024 qualification campaign away to Croatia. A tough game for what feels like a new squad for our page, especially not just with the retirements, some of the star players, but a few injuries as well. It's going to be tough against the team that did so well at the World Cup, of course. But the Cymru under-17 team came home from Croatia with a 2-0 win a few months ago, so who knows? The under-17s can do it. Why not the senior squad? We can dream. Fame. Out to McLukey. She's Thomas, who's down now. Just winded, I think. Took one in his midriff there. Just needs a few seconds just to compose himself. He was fine now. The boy from Llanrwst. Crossfield ball. Can only find Louis Giles. Scotland have won the ball back. Ball chipped over the top. Now then, can Cymru break? Perret. Forward to Andrews. He's had a good battle with Josh Deed during the second half. And Deed forcing Andrews backwards this time and stealing the ball off him. And then wasting what was a promising position. Having done the hard work with options outside him and in the middle. Careless ball. Out for a goal kick. Cymru going to make some changes. George Morgan is the first to leave. Joe Hatch of Plymouth replacing him. Striker for the striker. Joe Hatch actually scored 2 goals in the first qualifying round. Alfie Tuck of QPR also coming on. And Troy Parade, who suffered with a bit of cramp a few minutes ago, he's going to leave with 20 minutes to go as well. As more substitutions are made, I've also seen a bit more injuries during the second half. It does break up the rhythm of the game. And that's always really to the advantage of the team who are ahead. "20 minutes to go. Cymru under 17 3, Scotland under 17 0. So far, so good for the hosts. As far as tiebreakers go, at the end of the group, if teams are equal on points, it's head-to-head record that takes precedence over general goal difference. So the main point from this result is that Wales have beaten Scotland rather than they've done it by 3 goals. If the group finished with Cymru and Scotland on the same number of points, as it stands, it would be Cymru who would finish the highest, regardless of goal difference. But it's always nice to win by a few goals, especially in the first game of the group. Scotland have 20 minutes to change that. They're still persevering with trying to play the ball out on the ground from the back. But again, in the end, all they managed to do is give the ball away. Margetson, under a bit of pressure, finds his man on the far side. Bit of a battle for the ball in midfield. Bailey Rice got the best of it. Ball goes back to Callum McKenna in the Scottish goal as the rain begins to pour again. For all of Newport's charms, I think it's fair to say that both these teams would have enjoyed the weather in the first qualifying round in Malta and Croatia respectively much more than the torrents of rain they've had to deal with tonight at times. But in fairness, these are also two teams who'll be pretty used to this kind of weather. Won't faze them that much. Scotland trying to come forward. Loose ball by Michael Frame. Now then, the ball down the field. Now Iwan Morgan, I think, realised he wasn't quite going to get there. Deed. Forward to Alan Molotnikov. With a cross! And Scotland have one back. A fine cross by Alan Molotnikov down the corridor of uncertainty. And Bobby McLukey forced the ball home from close range. Kit Margetson did get a hand to it. But with his second goal for the Scottish under-17s, McLukey of Hearts has given the visitors some hope. No clean sheet for Kim Margetson. Now then, Wales try to hit back straight away. Ball slipping off the side of Iwan Morgan's boot. Callum McKenna wanted to take the goal kick quickly. The referee had other ideas. It's because Cymru want to make a sub. And it's Cymru's 2-goal hero, Iwan Morgan, who's going to leave. And he's going to be replaced by Frederick Izaka of Plymouth Argyle. He's a guy who knows where the goal is. Plymouth's youngest ever first-team player. Made his first appearance for Argyle at the age of just 15. He's actually represented England under 16. Freddie Zaka. He's also qualified to play for Ghana. And he's back in the Wales setup now. Obviously, a talent that's very much sought after. And now it's Plymouth Argyle attack for Wales with Isaka and Hatch up front. Here is Joe Hatch. Leighton Grant slides in. Sees a throw in. Louis Giles back inside to Dylan Lawler. Lawler again. Touched by Thomas. Ball out for a throw in. And as comfortable as Cymru have looked for most of the game, we are back in that position now with a quarter of an hour to go. Where second Scotland goal could set off some alarm bells. And Scotland are coming forward now with Frame. Frame. Frees McClukey. McClukey with the cross, which took a deflection and snuck under Kit Margertson's near post.
Single game for Scotland.
And suddenly Scotland are right back into this. Ball split the defence. McClukey's cross deflected off Rhys Thomas and slid in under Kit Margertson. And having spoken of what a brilliant start to this campaign, the second part of the campaign this had been for Wales, suddenly they're under real pressure with a quarter of an hour to go. Such a shame, a goal from nothing really with that deflection. But that will give Scotland some real hope. Cymru did have a 3-3 result in the initial group stage. As Cymru came from behind there with a late goal by Louis Giles to claim a 3-3 draw against Sweden. And we're not there yet, but Scotland are trying to change that. And Kit Margertson looked a bit uncertain with that cross. Didn't gather it cleanly. Fortunately for him, there was no one around. The ball just fell at his feet. A nervy last 12 minutes or so for Cymru. And suddenly all the tricks are coming out by the Scottish players. Great piece of skill by Dylan Smith in defence. And just as you felt that the Scottish heads were starting to fall, they found confidence, real confidence. There's a chance here. Orney caught between two minds, couldn't get the shots away. That's a lucky escape for Wales there. Again, ball coming off. Rhys Thomas straight into the path of Ryan Orney. He couldn't get the shot away. Kit Margertson just having his laces tied by Daniel Cox. Little pause in the game. Chance for the goalkeeper and the Welsh defence to regain their composure, maybe. Deed. Smith. Across the back to Leighton Grant. Dylan Smith once again. Patient by Scotland. Mitchell Frame gets the ball back. It's his pass that led to the second goal. And he found Bobby McClukey. McClukey's cross deflected in. And McClukey's just won a corner. Throw in rather. Cymru steal possession. We're into the final 10 minutes. Likely to be much more nervy for Cymru than we'd expected a few minutes ago. 2 quick fire goals that brought Scotland right back into this. Deed tips the ball forward, trying to find McIntyre. Ball still in play. Saka after it. Freddie Saka did well. And suddenly the ball is down deep in Scottish territory, and it's going to be a Welsh throw-in. Louis Giles in no rush to take this. Biancheri did a quieter second half. There's a foul there, just for a moment. Josh Andrews thought he was away. And there's a booking here for Joe Hatch. Not quite sure what he did, he was off the ball. I think he might just kick the ball away. And Monsieur Jalouse was having none of it. Again, Scotland getting forward down this left wing. Can they deal with the danger this time? And now they look to break. Joe Hatch on the charge. Got past Leighton Grant. Despite his efforts to bring him down. Got the cross in. Biancheri couldn't get his shot away. And maybe he should have just taken a swing at it. Joe Hatch did so well, was so strong down the right. Leighton Grant did his best to bring him down. And just there, maybe, Biancheri could have taken a swing. Joe Hatch, once again, concedes possession this time. Cullen Lawler, don't know if that was as intended, but he got away with it and was then brought down. Another look at this. As I said, don't think that's exactly what he was trying to do, but it worked out well. And the second skill brought him a free kick. Lennon Miller back on his feet. Van Lawler, the short free kick to his Thomas. Could have given the ball away. That slide in there by Josh Andrews. Grant finds Bailey Rice. Scotland trying their luck down the right flank this time. Josh Deed gets the ball forward. McIntyre forced in field and backwards. 5 minutes to go. Wales preparing another double substitution. McIntyre's touch, back to Deed. Dylan Smith. Deed goes back to his goalkeeper. He's in the sweeper position, just outside his penalty area. Grant for the ball forward. After all that, it's going to be a Welsh throw-in and a chance for the home team to make a couple of changes. And Scotland are going to make a change first, indeed.
For Scotland, leaving the field is number 8, Lennon Miller.
Lennon Miller,
and in his place is number
Motherwell's youngest ever player, leaving to be replaced by another Lennon Connolly. One of the most experienced members of the Scottish squad with 16 under 17 caps.
Number 8, Joseph Andrews.
Now then, one Cardiff and one Swansea on for Wales. Number 20 is Cody Toos, and number 16 is Jacob Cook. Josh Andrews leaving, as is Gabriele Biancheri. Scored Cymru's second goal. It was a long time ago now.
Number 20, Cody Toos.
Cymru bringing on two midfielders. Jacob Cook is primarily a defensive midfielder. Biancheri, striker of course, leaving. Craig Knight, defensively minded, wanting to see these last few minutes out. It would be a big win for Cymru if they could hold on now. I feel it should have been a much more comfortable win. It might not be a win at all, we're not there yet. Dylan Cox, hopeful ball forward, drifts out for a throw-in. Jacob Cook just come on from Swansea City, actually the winner of the club's February goal of the month. What a fantastic strike from halfway against Peterborough. Now then, Isaka, and it's gone in! And surely that will make it safe now with 2 minutes to go. It was Isaka's shot, it would be his goal, but it went in off Mitchell Frame, who did his best to clear it off the line. Freddie Isaka, the Plymouth Argyle player, has come on as a sub with a huge goal for Cymru. It was his captain, Charles Crew, who sent him on his way. And the captain, having set up the goal, let Mitchell Frame, poor Mitchell Frame, who was down on his haunches, having failed to clear the ball. The Cymru captain clearly showing him his delight, shall we say. Sure, our Scottish supporters would describe what the Cymru captain did in slightly different terms. But the end result is that it's now 4-2. And Cymru have some breathing space again as we go in to the last of the 90 minutes. Here's Thomas falls. And there was a foul. Frustrated foul by the sub, Ryan O'Neill. And he sees yellow. I said earlier, Ryan Onay is actually French qualified. His dad, Armand, Frenchman. Wonder if that little conversation between him and the referee was conducted in French. Whatever language was used, Ryan Onay wasn't very happy. He's already frustrated. Now he's seen a yellow.
The fourth officials indicated a minimum of 5 minutes of added on time.
There will be at least 5 minutes of injury time. It's not quite over yet. They're having battled back into it once. Scotland will need to do something very quickly now if they're to take anything out of this game. Grant thought about hoofing it down the field. In the end, he's knocked the ball back square. Deeds ball forward, intercepted. Margetson, happy to kick it down the field as far as he can at this point. There's a rugby game that was being played here. That does happen quite often. That kick would have been very much applauded by the crowd. Winning a lot of territory for Cymru. Placing the ball right down by the Scotland corner flag. With the ball back deep in Cymru territory now. Scotland, as you'd expect, in a rush to get things going. But as he was about to cross, Rudy, Allen, Molotnikov slipped. Surely that's it now, even with a few minutes of injury time to go. There's only one place this kick is going. Kit Margetson sending everyone down the field. Quick stretch before he launches the ball. Again, as far as he can. And again, he wins a throw-in deep in Scottish territory. Louis Giles with a throw. And we'll get another chance to launch the ball forward. Cruz header. It's aerial ping pong at the moment. As I say that, the ball falls to Cody Twos. Hopeful ball forward. Onay after it for Scotland. Slides in, he's already been booked. And he could be in trouble here. His heart would have been in his mouth for a second. Until Monsieur Jaloust just tells him to calm down. French referee does not want to show a red card at this late juncture. Hasn't been an ugly game, really. I don't think there was any malice in that tackle by Onay. Just mistimed it. Maybe a goal kick for Scotland. Even with 90 seconds to go and his team 2 goals down. Still, the ball was played out short by McKenna. Now then, down the ground it goes. Allen, Molotnikov battled for it, still battling for it. But Cymru have stolen it, and his Saka's away. Did well, the Plymouth man. Gets to the byline, and he's won a corner. Done very well, the substitute, since he came on. Scored that vital 4th goal, of course. And he's been a real presence in that Welsh front line. Bit of a delay before Cymru take this corner. And the Scottish players down, needing treatment. It's Josh Steed, who's leaving for now. He's worked hard tonight, the Scottish number 20, without much success. It's quite clearly that this is going to be a short corner. We've reached the 5 minutes at the end of the 90. Monsieur Jalouse thought about blowing up. And now he has a big win for Cymru under 17s to start the elite qualifying round. They had to work hard for it in the end, having looked so comfortable at 3-0 ahead after a brace by Iwan Morgan, either side of a Gabriel Biancheri goal. Well, suddenly Scotland got right back into it with 2 quick-fire goals with around 20 minutes to go. But a nervy ending was averted, thanks to Freddie Xhaka, the substitute, who forced home Wales' 4th goal late on. And it's as simple as this. Cymru under 17 are now 2 games away from qualifying for the finals of UEFA's European under 17 Championships for the first time. Thank you very much for joining me tonight on Sgorio's English language coverage. I'll be back with Cymru's 2nd game on Saturday afternoon, where they face Iceland at Dragon Park. But it's all smiles for tonight. They'll start thinking about their 2nd game tomorrow. The final score here at Rodney Parade: a delighted Cymru under 17 4, Scotland under 17 2.